Fusco here, coming to you from Vancouver, Washington at Crossroads Community Church, where I get the pleasure of pastoring, bringing to you the fifth component or deck of preaching today's sermon preparation. And that's about finding the big story. Now listen, we already talked about the big idea, which is what does this specific text, what's its big idea? But making sure we find the big story is linking the big idea in your text to the overarching meta-narrative of the Bible. Really what this is about is what preachers would call the redemptive, historical, Christocentric model of preaching. You gotta love preachers, they can come up with these big words, but really what it means is, where does this big idea of a specific text, how does it fit into God's overarching plan? And depending on your theological persuasion, you've heard the overarching story a lot of different ways: creation, fall, redemption, all these different ways of looking at it. But the idea is that in any specific sermon, we always need to link it up to the finished work of Jesus. How does this text drive us to the overarching story of God loving a fallen world, redeeming a fallen world through Jesus, and ultimately bringing all things back together under God's love at the restoration of all things? And listen, your people always need the specific text that you're teaching tied to the larger story. Why? Because it's the only way they're ever going to learn how to have that in their own lives, the details of their own lives. So we need to always make sure that we are preaching Jesus Christ and Him crucified, Him resurrected, and His soon return to set all things right. So always make sure that, and I don't want to encourage you, don't just wait till the end. A lot of times we have to we tack it on the end. No, that the larger story needs to be the running theme as we're working out all the details of a very specific passage. So listen, tie your specific text to the finished work of Jesus. Doesn't matter if you're in the Old Testament, if you're in the New Testament, all of it. It all finds its home, its resting place, its telos in the Greek. It all finds it in the finished work of Jesus. And we always want to make sure that our people are hearing about Jesus and what He's done for us. God bless you. We'll see you soon.